All right, let's speed through this Haskell install. Another imperative language, pretty painless, and we'll do the uninstall Linux and Windows. Let's get to it. Okay, once you have apt updated and upgraded, if you would like, we're gonna go into the terminal here, and we're gonna do sudo apt install GHC. That is gonna give us GHC, which is a dependency of GHCup. And you could stop here if you wanted. If you don't really want any of the fancy features, you don't want the REPL or anything like that, you can compile with GHC alone. Get the executable and then run the executable. But let's go ahead and install GHCup as well, because that is convention. First thing you want to do is check the Linux version that you're using, because the install process is slightly different, but not really. We're going to go to lsb release-a, and I'm on Debian release 11, codename Bullseye. So then you want to head to the Haskell install page. Don't worry about that. The Haskell language, downloads, and you click this link here. Give you okay, and then here we are. This is the curl command, but we want to do a little bit more than that. So let's go to the installation page itself and check the system requirements. So here we are on the system requirements page. After running lsb release, check to make sure that your version is, and this is really only for Debian systems, it's probably a different command for the other architectures, Arch or whatever you're using. But check, find a way to, you can cat the proc file. That should be universal, but Google it. We're on version 11, so you want to do this. If you're using Ubuntu, you're probably on 23, so you do this. The only difference is the version. You might be doing version 8 instead of, or you're missing a couple things here. On Debian, looks like we're doing version 7 instead of version 8, so, but this is the command. We're going to go ahead and copy this back to the terminal, paste it, go to here, and run a sudo apt install. Oh, I guess we should do apt-get install. What's the difference? It's I couldn't really tell you. Hit enter. There we go. And we're good. We should have our dependencies ready to rock. And so you want to go back to the top here, and there's the curl command. Now, there's some issues with the curl command and your permissions. So if the curl command doesn't work, run the wget command that is in the comments, and that should take care of you. But let's try the curl command. See what happens. Cool, so we're good. We got it. Then we just follow this installation process. Go ahead and hit enter here. We're going to go with the defaults, and I recommend you do the same. We're going to add this to the path, so you're going to need to change that, and we'll do that in the uninstall. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and default. Okay. Looks like we got GHCup installed, and we're good to go. We can go ahead and open up a new window here and test that by running GHC. That should work. Regardless, no input files, so we're good to go. And GHCup, there we go. It brings up kind of the man here. So those two are installed, and we're ready to rock on that end. Now, we're going to go back here, and you are just going to want to go through this and keep track of all the paths that are in here. Really, it's going to come down to a couple places that we'll get into now, because we're doing the uninstall. Okay, now it's time to do the uninstall process. And just to confirm that we are installed, GHC no input files and GHCup. We already did that. Not found. So that's because we're not in the new terminal here. But GHCup, we already did that. Same thing. Okay. So uninstall process. I must say Haskell is like a very well together tool set. Programming language. GHC is very nice, just like GCC. GHCup also very nice, well packaged. The uninstall process is very easy breezy. We're gonna do a simple GHCup nuke here, and this is going to go ahead and get rid of GHCup. It does not get rid of GHC because, again, for some reason on the Linux versions, GHC and GHCup are entirely separate, which is kind of annoying. Okay, cool. Actually, it's still in the path, but just in case, we're going to go ahead and run sudo apt-get purge GHC student. Okay, alright, so it did look like it removed something. And then we're going to want to do a auto remove as well. And then we're going to do sudo apt-get auto remove. Difference is apt-get has some commands, and there's a slight difference, and for pretty much there's really no difference. Okay, so then we should have remove things from the path here. Cool. So not found, that actually has been removed from the path. Not found. Cool. So let's just double check that and go to nano. Again, you're free to use whatever text editor you want. You can laugh at me in the comments. That's fine. Then we can scroll down to the bottom, and here we want to get rid of this. There is a GHCup folder potentially, so we want to cd into slash. Okay, cool. So we're gonna ll here and double check the path here, student. So it should just be in the root here. So there is the .ghc that we'll get rid of. The .cabal we'll get rid of, and this path here should be good to go. That was nuked in the nuking session. Go ahead and delete that. Go ahead and save that, and we're good to go. And let's go ahead and delete the config files. It's gonna be in your, for me it's home, so it should just be in this section that we're in, but just to type it out so you can see it, slash cabal ll. It looks like there is stuff in there, so we'll cd out of that, and then we will go rm-rf. Oh, let's just do sudo, or rm-rf dot cabal, and we will similarly do rm-rf dot ghc, and that's going to get rid of everything related to GHC. We should be able to ll in here, and we have nothing. There might be something in the cache file, so we'll go ahead and check, and it looks like we're good. All right. So that is the uninstall process. Pretty painless. You know, there's a little bit of kind of unnecessary deletions that should just be in the script that does the deleting, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go to Windows. We'll call it a day. All right, here we are on our Windows machine. Let's go ahead and do the Windows install. This is another painless install. They're either you get an executable and it's painless, or you do not get an executable and it is painful. In this case, there is an executable. It is painless. Well, it's not really an executable. There's a PowerShell command that installs a series of programs, including an uninstall executable, that makes things a lot easier. GHCup on Windows includes GHC, so you do not need to install them separately. You should be fine. Now, GHCup on Windows and Linux does allow you to install multiple versions of GHC, but the initial install for GHCup, for some reason, wasn't working for me unless I installed GHC first. If you can install it without needing to do that, more power to you. All right, so there we go. We just opened a PowerShell, not as an administrator, just a regular PowerShell window by searching. We're gonna go ahead and hit enter, and there we go. We're good to go. It's gonna install in the base in our C drive, and that is default, and we're gonna go with that. And we're going to go with all the defaults as well. We're not going to get the language server. We're not going to install a stack. We do want the desktop shortcut for the uninstallation and the mysys2 shell. The mysys2 shell is going to allow us to do things like GCC and give us, it's kind of like a Linux bash, but not really. It's really the only reason I would use it is for GCC, for C compilation. But here now we'll have GHC as well. GHC will work in your command prompt, so there really is no reason to use the mysys2 toolchain. I mean the mysys2 terminal, but the toolchain is going to be added to the paths so that your command prompt can have access to the same commands and your PowerShell. All right, the Mingua window will close itself, and we're good to go here. GHC is installed, and GHCup is also installed. Would you look at that? Now with the command prompt, there we go. It is installed. It's expecting input files. And there we go. It is also installed. It is giving us the man page. Go ahead and exit out of everything here, except for the actual machine. My bad, wrong exit button. And here you'll see there is the uninstall Haskell executable. There is the Mingua Haskell shell executable, and there's the install GHC-dev dependency. We're going to delete all of those after we're done with the uninstall process. So to uninstall, you just press this, and you want to run this as a PowerShell program. So you right click and you hit run with PowerShell. And we do want to uninstall, which is the default, so go ahead. It takes a little bit of time. The install also takes a little bit of time, but let it do its thing. All right, so it has deleted those two folders. It has deleted pretty much everything. We can confirm that here, and you'll notice that different outputs and different outputs. Now we should check the environment variables. Okay, so we check the environment variables and we see we still have Cabal and Mingua 64 from GHCup. So we're going to go ahead and delete and delete. Okay, exit out of here, exit out of here, exit out of here, and we will go ahead and delete this. And now we are fully deleted and ready to rock. So that's the Haskell install. We should do something on imperative versus declarative. And we have, I think, Prolog, Scala. There's a few other languages that we'll go through. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Appreciate it. Email me, actually. And peace.